All right, guys, welcome to First and Goal. I'm your host, Lavo Rihanna, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so we're going to be predicting what's going to end up happening for the wild card round. All right, I'm going to do one for each round. Next week would be the divisional round. The week after that would be for the conference championship. And then 2 weeks after that should be for the Super Bowl. Okay, and hopefully it does still take place in SoFi Stadium. But guys, so we got the wild card round. All right, first we're gonna go straight to it. First game of the wild card round is gonna be Bengals and Raiders. All right, so this is a game that I would tell you guys, if you're betting, I would try to avoid this game just because the Bengals and Raiders are coming into the playoffs pretty hot. All right, Bengals, I believe they're riding maybe possibly like a 5-game or a 6-game stretch where consecutively where they won games. The last time that they ended up losing is against the 49ers, right? They were able to beat the Browns. They were able to beat the Bengals. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Broncos. So yeah, guys, they're riding like a four-game skid. Previously, they lost to the 49ers and Chargers, okay? And the Raiders, who they ended up beating the Chargers in order to get into the playoffs, they are coming into the playoffs pretty hot. The last time they ended up losing was also... Actually, no. They ended up losing to the Chiefs. They ended up beating the Browns, Broncos, Colts, and Chargers to get into the playoffs. So, both these teams are looking, pretty stellar going into the playoffs. All right, it's going to come down to, in my opinion, who's going to be able to make the big play at quarterback, all right? You have Derek Carr. First time making the playoffs. He's guided his team to the playoffs at one point, but remember, he was injured. He had the backup quarterback Cook take his spot. I believe it was Connor Cook, if I'm not mistaken. And they lost to the Houston Texans, so he was unable to play. My thing is this. I mean, the Raiders had dealt with so much adversity with the Henry Ruggs situation, with the other first-round pick situation too, with the whole gun violence, and then obviously with the John Gruden stuff too. I love the backfield of Josh Jacobs there. The only problem is the weapons don't really match up what Cincinnati has to offer. I think tit for tat, Joe Mixon versus Josh Jacobs. I mean, I would lean a little bit more to Joe Mixon, but the fact that he wasn't able to play last week, I would say Josh Jacobs gets the favor in this week's matchup, and I think that the Raiders would have to utilize more of the run in order to slow down that good offense that Cincinnati has. What's it called? Quarterback play, I would favor Joe Burrow. I feel like Joe Burrow would be able to make the more decisive, big time plays. Remember, just 2 years ago, he ended up playing in a national championship game, so he should be more accustomed to handling this type of pressure. My mistake. What's it called? Derek Carr. I think he played for Fresno State, and last time I checked, I think Fresno State didn't play any time, any like top 5 schools. So. Derek Carr, first time being in the playoffs, I think it matters. I also think it matters also on the level of competition that they ended up playing. Chargers, they were a team that nobody wanted to play. That was a big win for the Raiders, but also another big win for the Bengals was, remember, they were able to defeat Kansas City just 2 weeks ago just to get in. Well, not to get in, but to have like a big statement game so the whole NFL knows that Cincinnati's not playing around. In my opinion, I'm going to lean a little bit more towards Cincinnati. I actually have it 27-21 Bengals. Now, guys, like I said before, I would try to stay away from this game if you're a betting man. I would try to lean more into other games, but we'll get to those other games in just a second because the second game is Patriots and Bills. Now, this is another game that I would try to stay away from too because first game, we saw what ended up happening on Monday Night Football. We had the Patriots going to Buffalo, and the wind chills, the wind was blowing everything around. There was gust winds, I believe, up to like 50 or 60 miles per hour. So Bill Belichick went away from passing the football, and instead he was just running the football. Mac Jones only threw the ball 3 times throughout the entirety of the game. the Patriots were able to win the football game by just strictly running the football and playing defense. They were playing football like as if they were still stuck in the 1920s, and it just happened to work out. Belichick just made it as simple as possible, and what's it called? The Bills knew that the Patriots were going to run the football, and still weren't able to stop the run. Second time around, Bills go to Foxborough. Bills were able to get the victory. Now, what's it called? Buffalo's going to be hosting the game in Buffalo. I believe the temperature says it's supposed to be a solid 0 degrees in Buffalo. I don't know which way I would favor this, just because of Bill Belichick. This guy's like a master genius. I mean, he knows how to prep. He doesn't get outcoached by anybody whatsoever. I feel like Sean McDermott is in a half. I believe he's in a half to look back at that Monday Night Football game, and also try to look back at other previous films of Bill Belichick preparing for cold weather games, especially when the wind is blowing around. I want to lean towards the Patriots just because I feel like Belichick has something up his sleeve when it comes to facing the Buffalo Bills, and especially now that they're going into the playoffs. I'm pretty sure Buffalo's going to make sure that they're not going to get bounced out, and they're going to make this into a dogfight. But in all reality, it's more of a toss-up. I got this a very low-scoring game. I got this 13-10 Bills this time around. Buffalo does advance to the divisional round. Now, the first game on the Sunday card is Eagles and Buccaneers. Now, guys, I said it in the previous video. I feel like if anybody was supposed to take out the Buccaneers, you have to do it now in the wild card round, because the Buccaneers are still injured. The Buccaneers, they don't have Chris Godwin. They ended up releasing Antonio Brown for the stuff that he ended up doing in the Week 17 game in MetLife Stadium against the Jets. Eagles, they've run the football. I think the only way that the Eagles are going to be able to win this game, control the clock, be able to run the ball on multiple times, be able to at least gain 170 to 180 yards rushing the football. I think it's possible, but do I think it's likely? No, I don't think that it's very likely. I think Todd Bowles and that defense is going to try to shut down that running game very early. I think they're going to try to blitz Jalen Hurts, and I certainly do feel that the Eagles, they're not going to be able to score no more than 10 points. I actually got the Buccaneers winning 30-10 Buccaneers. Next, it's, in my opinion, it's going to be what's it called, the game of the week. It's 49ers and Cowboys. Now, this is a game that I'm going to be very glued to, just because of the fact that I'm not entirely sure, who's going to be able to come out as the winner of this. All I know is that I believe that the Cowboys got the bad luck of the draw this time around, just because the 49ers, they know who they are. They're going to run the football. They're going to make it gritty. They're going to make it grind. They're going to make it dirty, okay? The Cowboys, they're going to want to make flashy plays. They're going to want to throw the football around. They're going to want to, they're not going to run it down your throat like how they used to. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott ended up playing all 17 games, and it took him to the 17th game of the season to get 1,000 yards. This is not the same Ezekiel Elliott that we ended up seeing 3, 4, 5 years ago. Okay, what is Mike McCarthy and the offense going to be able to do against the 49ers defense? They're going to have to be very creative. They're going to have to use Cedric Wilson. They're going to, because remember, Michael Gallup is out, torn ACL. They're going to have to utilize Amari Cooper. They're going to have to make sure they can use a lot of wheel routes with Tony Pollard. I want to favor the Cowboys into this matchup, but I just feel like this might be typical Cowboys. I believe the Cowboys get bounced out in the first round. I actually got the 49ers winning this game. I got 49ers winning this game in a close one. I got them winning 21-18 49ers. And then we got the Sunday Night Football game. That's going to be a pretty easy one. It's going to be Chiefs hosting Steelers going to Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, he's going to be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. honestly, I felt like it was very nice what we ended up seeing the last 2 weeks with the Pittsburgh Steelers getting that, warm, what's it called, giving Ben like all his flowers and stuff like that. And he was able to go into Baltimore in Week 18 and get a victory, giving the Steelers a chance to make the playoffs after what ended up happening on Sunday Night Football last week with the Chargers and Raiders. Steelers are in because of that reason. But I do feel like this is where Big Ben Roethlisberger's last game will be played. I do feel like the Steelers will get bounced out in the first round, as expected. I think the Chiefs are going to put a big number on the Steelers, and I don't think it's going to end up being close. I have a feeling that it's going to end up being 35-14 Chiefs. Okay? And then lastly, you got the Monday Night Football game, which is something that's rare. We actually have 3 days of football, or 3 nights of football. It's going to be the Cardinals going to SoFi Stadium to face the LA Rams. Now, this is another good one, but I just think that Matthew Stafford finally gets the big win that he needs in the playoffs. I think he snaps that losing streak that he's had in the playoffs and gets it done. I think the Rams end up going into the divisional round. I think the weapons of Cooper Kupp, I think Odell Beckham Jr. will be utilized a little bit more into this game as well too. I think that Van Jefferson is going to be used in the slot receiver spot. The addition to Cam Akers was big, and I just feel like the fact that Kyler Murray hasn't been looking that great towards the second half of the season as opposed to the first half of the season, and they're gonna have to really utilize more on AJ Green, and I have a feeling that the run game of Chase Edmonds and James Conner will get shut down by the front line of the LA Rams. I just think that it will be a decently close game, but I don't think that it's going to be anything that we're going to be surprised of. I think the Rams pull away. I think they end up winning 24-17, and Rams move on to the divisional round, guys. So yeah, guys, so I have it right here. I got the Bengals defeating the Raiders. I got the Bills defeating the Patriots. I got the Buccaneers defeating the Eagles. I got the 49ers defeating the Cowboys. Chiefs defeating the Steelers. And Rams defeating the Cardinals. All right. Titans and the Packers are on a bye because they ended up clinching the number 1 seed in their respective conferences. Looking forward to seeing, this wild card round. Guys, let me know what you guys think. Do you think I made the correct picks? Do you think that is there a team that's going to be something that we should be looking forward to? A game that should be looking forward to. Will the Cowboys get the victory over the Niners? What do you guys think about the Bengals and Raiders game? Is there any chance that the Eagles and the Steelers upset, the Buccaneers and Chiefs? And can the mastermind that Bill Belichick is able to get one more playoff game and get his first playoff game win since Tom Brady has departed from New England? Until then, guys, I am Flav Oriana. Thank you for tuning into First and Goal. And please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys, and have a good one. See ya.